My wife and I were sitting on the couch, and we got the frantic call from my daughter, hiding in the bathroom after her friends were all shot at and 4 of them hit. And I'm sitting comfortably on my couch. It's time for Canadians to get off the couch and start doing something about this gun violence and calling your representatives and saying we don't need handguns or assault rifles in Canada. It's ridiculous. We don't have a Second Amendment. We don't need that crap here.
What we would like to see as a group, what we're unanimous in, is that we would ask our elected representatives to advocate for this, that they would advocate in caucus and influence it in cabinet and with the Prime Minister and at all levels of government to support that. A ban on private ownership of handguns and assault rifles.
Hey everyone, this is Leigh reporting for Press for Truth. After his win in 2015, Justin Trudeau wrote a mandate letter to the Minister of Public Safety and Emergency Preparedness, Ralph Goodale. In the letter, Trudeau ensures his commitment to take action to get handguns and assault weapons off of our streets by working closely with the Minister of Justice to strengthen the government's controls. A year ago, Ralph Goodale tabled Bill C-71, which is an act to amend certain regulations in relation to firearms, which includes enhancing existing background checks for those seeking a firearms license. The checks would demand the RCMP examine a person's entire life history for potential red flags. It also includes updated storage and transportation rules, advertising regulations, and changes to allow medical professionals to easily report diagnosed conditions to authorities, a measure meant to keep firearms out of the hands of people with serious psychiatric illnesses. On the night of July 22, 2018, Faisal Hussein took his lethal walk along the Danforth on a Toronto summer evening. 10-year-old Juliana Kozis and 18-year-old Reese Fallon were shot and killed while 13 others were left injured. Hussein was previously known to police and was fascinated with explosives and violence. His brother Farad, who is currently in a coma due to a drug overdose, has ties to street gangs. He was found with enough carfentanil to kill everyone in Canada and once possessed 33 illegal firearms, including the handgun used by Faisal in the Danforth shooting. Since then, victims and family members affected by the Danforth shooting have come forward calling for a complete handgun and assault rifle ban. The families that have been affected criticize lack of action by the Canadian government following the mass shooting and revealed an open letter to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, as well as a petition calling for the ban.
Dear Mr. Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Justin Trudeau, we, the undersigned, are the families that were victimized last July 22nd. We are urging that Canada follow the lead of other like-minded countries, such as the UK, Japan, and Australia, and impose a ban on the private ownership of handguns and military-style assault rifles. This is a matter of public safety. We are a just and democratic society and trust that the facts will lead this country to support our unanimous call for the ban of private ownership of handguns and military-style assault weapons. We urge our fellow Canadians and all MPs to sign and support the petition supporting this ban at www.triggerchange.ca. Sincerely, the families.
A group of doctors who treated the Danforth shooting victims have also come together to form an advocacy group called the Canadian Doctors for Protection from Guns. The group of doctors came together in February to argue that guns are a public health issue and to push for the passage of Bill C-71. The public face of the Canadian Doctors for Protection from Guns, Dr. Najma Ahmed, who treated a victim of the Danforth shooting, put out a tweet saying, "No civilian needs access to guns," and, in many instances, this harm, injury, and death could have been avoided with stricter legislation governing civilian access to guns. The Canadian Coalition for Firearms Rights put out a call to action, and since then, concerned members have filed over 70 complaints against the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario. In my opinion, doctors should not be using their careers to push their political beliefs. They should be doing so as individuals. Most of Toronto's shootings are gang-related. A handgun ban wouldn't stop a criminal from carrying out a mass shooting because, well, criminals don't obey laws. According to Stats Canada, increased gang activity has substantially contributed to the homicide rate. There was no association between an increase in legal gun ownership and the homicide rate, and background checks have had no impact on homicide rates. There have been numerous instances where law-abiding registered gun owners have stopped mass shooters in their tracks, but that information seems to always slip through the cracks. Blaming a gun for a mass shooting is like blaming a pencil for failing a test. We have seen the same agenda over and over, that attacks and attempts to disarm law-abiding citizens both in the US and Canada, because they know, once we can no longer defend ourselves, we're one step closer to tyranny. Let us know what you think about all this in the comments section below, whether you agree or disagree. And don't forget to smash the thumbs up button to throw a curveball at the YouTube algorithm. If you would like to support our efforts further, please consider donating at pressfortruth.ca/donate. Or you can become a PFT member. Links are always in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. This is Leigh, reporting for Press for Truth.